is the Protoss player. He is in Diamond, I believe. So we're gonna critique this, and we're actually gonna call out some important mistakes.
Resubscription confirmed.
Thank you.
Automatically relaying.
Thanks. Everybody using
Our
their
baby is a
resubs.
month old. Let's celebrate by you yelling at me and setting a good example for our daughter.
Wait. How do you do that? Wait. Did you just teach him how to emote? I'm sure this will be a very wholesome conversation that I don't give a shit about.
You must construct additional pylons.
So the pylon's in a reasonable position. You want to make that triangle around your base to protect your mineral line from Widowmine drops, Reapers, Hellions, bullshit in general. I got the scout off on this. I want to actually get to some of the Bronze League heroes, guys, just FYI. So we're not going to be doing too many replay analyses. So, you didn't fuck up anything so far. This is the makings of a reasonable gate expand.
Your probes are under attack.
Now we'll see. No scout on the gas, but he has a barracks in his base, and you see it's being built with an option for a reactor. Wait, no. Okay, yeah, the cyber core should be first. A little bit of a fuck up, but. Not a big deal. As long as you get the second gas before the pylon. That's what matters. Nope. Put it there. Put it there. You don't need coverage in the back of your base yet. There's no threat of a drop, but there is a threat of a Reaper or a run-by. And having two pylons on the same side of your mineral line. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't recommend this. It's a proxy Stargate. Oh. See what happens? Not like you had a mothership core on the way anyways, but...
Glory to the Daylon.
He's going to lose the Reaper, but we'll see if he figures out. Now, if I'm a Terran player and I scout that, I say you have two pylons, you don't have a mothership core on the way, you only have one adept, and you have no tech in your base. You cheesy bastard, you're doing a fucking proxy Stargate or a proxy Robo. I doubt he put that together, but because you had nothing to deny the Reaper, a player who has basic critical thinking skills would be able to figure that out. Just FYI. But we are in Diamond, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Alright. Please fly into a Widowmine. Now, here's the thing. If you didn't proxy the Oracle, there's a chance the Widowmine will be in the drop. But now, there's a good chance you just die. Oh my god. Now, make no mistake. You got lucky here. It's some bullshit. This only happened... This shouldn't happen, but it did, because he did everything wrong, and he doesn't have any critical thinking skills. So, now, let's just go ahead and take a look at how many probes you made during that harass. Let's go back a little. Alright, so that's the last probe right there. When was the last time you were making 2 probes? You can go back a little bit further. So never is the answer. So, great job on that.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
How do you...
I must ask, how do you get your hair so fabulous?
So, now here's the thing. You kill how many workers with this? You kill how many workers with this? Oh yeah, I get my hair so fabulous by, of course, I wash it with the blood of my enemies, as is customary. But you've had 2 Nexi now for a while, and you've got the minerals for probes too. It's not like it's not like a haves and haves not situation. You have, but you kind of flaunt it instead of actually using it for something productive. So you're just kind of sitting here. You know what the best thing to do when you have nothing to defend a Reaper and you don't plan on microing against it? Is to watch it kill your probes. Don't make any more probes. Don't micro them away from the Reaper or try to attack it. Just really will that chrono boost to go as fast as possible. Yeah.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Yeah, go faster, chrono boost. You got this shit. So not only did you let a Reaper kill 3 probes, but you made 0 probes during that entire harass. That Reaper was in there for the time it takes to build a probe. So, what I'm trying to say is you need to build probes and fucking pylons. None of this... That's part of the reason I don't like this Oracle harass at all. I don't like going for the proxy Oracle. If you're trying to improve, going for a build like this that makes you micro, like... You're thinking about the other side of the map so much. Okay. Let's drop some frames here. Let's hope that passes. Every once in a while. But, you're thinking so much on the other side of the map, you just gotta worry about what's happening at home, alright? Worry about yourself. Don't worry about other people. I was criticizing our silver player earlier. This still applies in Diamond. The greatest enemy in StarCraft, even for me, but even up to Masters, is yourself. Not making probes, not making pylons, not hitting your warpins, not chrono boosting the right things. This is all way more important than how to counter a Widowmine drop or getting damage done with an Oracle. So how many workers do you kill? You kill 9 workers, so you think you'd be pretty far ahead, right? Like, you killed 9 workers. You are actually pretty far ahead, because he was pretty shitty at making workers, too. That's not a good point. You could have had 36 probes right now, even while you lost those to the Reaper. I know I'm kind of... It's just so important. Like, a lot of players don't think it's that big a deal, but it is. It's the little things. It's having those probes makes everything easier. I don't care about the micro on the Oracle, but it's building a good foundation. You might have a house that looks beautiful, but if there's no plumbing, then you have still a pretty shitty house in many ways. So,
money, but are you gonna play on seat to see the new ladder, Phoenix announcer, etc.?
Are you gonna play? Probably not. I mean, I might think about it later on, but I'm probably too lazy. Thank you, Avex, for that Bugatti sub. Welcome to the Winter Bugatti Club. And now, once again, like, going for a proxy Stargate like that, you're gonna get me... That was fucking lucky, is what that was. And also, 400 minerals! You just started... Okay, you made a couple more probes there, but... This is the hardest part as a Protoss, too, because you have a lot of microable units. You have a lot of microable units. You have a lot of things you would think you need to be doing. But honestly, going 3-gate Robo is much more stable and much better up until pretty much higher Masters. Only at that point do you face players, and I say this from experience. You might be like, well, in Diamond players play better than this. Plenty of people are looking at this like, this isn't fucking Diamond League. I lose that much shit to Widowmine drops. But I think it's more important to really just focus on probes and pylons and making sure you're consistently warping in. And, like, why do you need 2 pylons in the front? Why did you make 2 pylons there? What are these pylons doing? Did you scout a big bio push? You saw Widow Mines. You saw Widow Mines. You saw you had a starport. And then you said, I need 2 pylons at the front of my base. I need to defend against these direct attacks instead of things like Widow Mine drop, like Liberator Harass, like a Marine drop. No. 2 pylons in the front. You weren't thinking about that. That was autopilot. You're like, I need pylons. Let's, fuck it. Throw them over there. Those are the kind of things you gotta think about. Probes and pylons. Very simple.
Our pylon is under attack.
And now you can't really go Adept Phoenix because your Stargate's on the other side of the map. Though, you get kind of lucky with that. Meanwhile, these Widow Mines kill like 50 fucking probes here, hilariously. Yeah, now you're down in workers. And that comes down to just doing this greedy Stargate build that really is hurting you more than it's hurting them. Oh my god. Like, I don't even really want to watch the rest of this game because we've already seen the mistakes here. You have an idea of what you want to do, and you have an idea of some builds, but you don't have... You kind of have like a storyboard. You don't really have like the technical details, and you need the technical details. If you can do that, it doesn't matter what the fuck they're doing. Like, if you nail the 3-gate Robo and the Colossus Blinkstalker, and you legitimately consistently make probes, you have good pylon placements, you take a 3rd base in a timely manner while still getting upgrades, 98% of Terran players in the Diamond League are just going to die. As long as, of course, you don't completely fuck up your micro. But you're getting too fancy is what's happening here. And that's going to hurt you in the long run. It's good to practice this, but not if it means you have 450 minerals. You're not making any fucking probes. You don't have a forge. You barely have enough gateways. You're not building out of the Robo in any fashion. You're not making any probes. Instead, you're microing 3 oracles, which aren't really going to do shit in the later game. Yeah, there you go. Now that you've stopped microing these oracles, you go back to making probes, but unfortunately you're still behind in supply because you didn't make any units! You can't afford a 3rd base right now. 3rd base is suicidal. I mean, I know it's an important concept. It is important for a... You're not making any probes. You have 350 minerals. Do you really think... Also, what's all that gas about? You've got 8 on minerals. You're taking a 3rd base. You're mining double gas down here. And you're building nothing else. Including probes. Also, what is the War Prism for? Why is there a War Prism? What are you going to do? Drop 3 Stalkers? Like, the War Prism is... The War Prism is a good choice when you have, like, army to split off. But going War Prism first means... If you want to go 3rd base, after losing that much economy, and then you go into War Prism... You're going to have a lot of fancy things and no army. You're going to have Blink for your 5 Stalkers. You're going to have a Robo Bay that you have yet to use. You've made 20 less probes than you could have made. But... Don't worry, we're going to do some 3... You're not making any fucking probes! You had 400 minerals, you made 2 probes. Just queue up like 4 probes at this point. Okay. You know what the best place to put forges is? Since you didn't make any pylons on the rest of your base? What I like to live life on the edge. These critical buildings that are going to help me stay in the game to get upgrades, let's put them right at the edge of the main. Alright? He'll never expect that. Right at the edge of the main. Mind games. Alright. So the robo bay is done. It has yet. Now you're finally building probes in a relatively consistent manner, which means you're catching up in workers. You never want to be behind. What? What? You're researching extended thermal lance, and then you're building immortals. That's like... That's not having your cake and eating it. That's buying frosting and sprinkles and then getting a pie. You need to focus on the Colossi as quick as possible. The longer you wait on Colossi, you can't wait on Colossi. Otherwise, don't even bother with extended thermal lance. Fuck it, just go the other direction. Just go for more upgrades like gateway units. You're going 2 different directions right now. Also, I'm glad we see a lot of use out of this warp prism. That was really a clutch move there to have that so early on. Now here's what happened. You finally got to a point in the game where the oracles could no longer really find an excuse to do anything. I mean, revelations. But now that finally you're focused on your own base instead of trying to do some bullshit at his, you're building probes. So why don't we try making all our buildings in our base this time, as opposed to anywhere else? That way, your mind will be closer to the probes. Okay? Mind hacks. Well, I take it back. You're not building any probes. You're still... Okay, now you're up on work. You see what happened? You build probes for like a minute, and then you're already ahead. You know, that's all it takes. No one at this level, like, they have the consistency of a fucking... I was gonna be insulting there, but of a runny gelatin. There, that's a good one. That's technically correct. Okay, so you can keep seeing your opponent's army, but you know what happens if you don't build enough probes, or use your gateways, or build more gateways? How many gateways are you at? 6 is not terrible. Okay. You want more, but... Every time you're doing shit with your oracles, like, without fail, every time an oracle goes to do something, you're not building probes. As soon as that oracle stops doing things, back to probes. No, 2 disrupted. You got extended thermal lance for 1 colossi? Was that the chosen one? It's like, alright, your thermal lance will fully extend my colossi. And then just go to disruptors? He doesn't have any Vikings. Disruptors are inconsistent. You have no meat! Why are you not warping in more units? Like, you're warping in like 2 units at a time. Thankfully, another oracle does. How many... Let's take a look. Well, 1, not building probes, but 2, how many warp gates are off cooldown? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 1,300, 700. Alright. So that's not going to make the difference, but you're just not warping in. If you don't warp in off cooldown, it's kind of like not injecting your larva as Zerg. You're just not going to have enough shit no matter how good you control it. Okay, now the Colossi isn't fighting. Now here's the thing with disruptors, is you can fire your shots, and then they use the extreme tactic of running away. Did you see how he did that? Wasn't that crazy? Alright, now the Colossi has deemed himself worthy enough to join the fight. 1 Colossi scares him off. $1,600 minerals, 870 gas, 2 robos, 2 forges, and in the production tab, there is 1 disruptor. Don't worry, we're doing oracle shit, though. That's more important. Also, your army isn't even hotkeyed. Only your disruptors are hotkeyed. No, no, no. That is not the choice. That's not the right choice. You're trying too hard. Stop trying so hard. Try less. Build more. Don't think too hard.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Get like a Templar Archives. There you go, 2 Colossi. I'm predicting at this point you actually win the game, hilariously. Well, now here's the problem. Here's the problem with going 1 Colossi into 2 Disruptors, is because what you've done right now, this isn't a bait and switch, this is a switch and bait. So what you've done is you've alerted him as to the presence of Colossi. So he started making Vikings. So you built the Disruptors, yet you completely jumped the gun on this. The entire point of going Colossi and then switching into Disruptor is that when you switch into Disruptors, he's building Vikings, which do not counter the Disruptors. You have built Disruptors and a single Colossi, and then gone back into Colossi. That's like going back with your abusive ex, all right? You know what's going to happen. You know you've experienced it before. He's going to have a lot of Vikings. He's going to keep beating you with them. But you go back anyways because it's familiar. You like how it feels. All right? That's the wrong way. The wrong direction. Yeah, you played yourself. Now the Colossi are going to all die because he's had a couple minutes to prepare for them. Also, this thing about getting all this gas all the time, first find a way to spend it, alright? You don't need to build up a surplus when you're not even maxed out. Also, pretty much, honestly, a better direction to take instead of going for more Colossi, just go for Storm. Just switch it up entirely. Like, if you've already taken a fight with a heavy amount of robo units, now's the time for Templar. Now you see he has Vikings. Now you have a rebel. You literally see everything. You see he's building Vikings. You see he's got a 4th base. You see he's got Liberators. Now is the time for Templar. You have 990 gas! Are you saving up for an oil embargo? And then back into the Disruptors. We're just... Now, what's happened so far is... You focus too much on units you have to control. You might be like, well, Protoss is a very micro-oriented race. You need to control your units well in order to be able to win. Well, it's a lot easier if you can just A-move with well-upgraded Archons, Charge Lots, and Immortals than it is if you have to control 7 Disruptors and Blinkstalkers, right? And at Diamond, you should still be able to A-move if you're doing things right. Alright. What are the upgrades? So, 3/3 is overrated. Where's the army? Panic. Panic. Could it be right outside attacking me? Could that be what's happening? Could it be right in my front door while I'm not paying attention because I'm dealing with the fucking oracles again? God damn it! Just no more. Go robo every game from now on. The oracles are literally killing you. You're lucky that Disruptors are pretty good. If he had any semblance of control, you die there. But, well, fortunately for you, he did not. So you still win. Now, imagine if you had a composition that was designed for A-moving. Just go robo into blink. You want to do it anyway. I can tell by the amount you're making disruptors. You really want those disruptor hits. I know. I've seen your kind before, M. Canning. But why not just skip to it? Why not just get straight to it? Just go robo expand, get observers, get pylons, get passive scouting as opposed to active scouting, because whenever you do anything but build probes, you have a mental breakdown that doesn't build probes for a minute. So why not just skip to it? Just get... Okay, I'll tell you right now how you do it. Observer, you can put an observer here. Put a pylon here. Put a pylon up here so you can see drops going around the top. Another observer goes at the front, and if you have a third observer, it either goes with your army, but you just put pylons around. Right as you're going for a third base is when you want to have an observer spread. You want to have your mothership core in the main with a couple pylons on the edge to deal with drops, and then you're covered. That's the only important part. So... with the Oracle again, god damn it. So you want to battle. You convincingly want to battle. So you know what it's time for now? Sit back and warp in all these units that die unless you get big disruptor hits. We're going to go Stalker Disruptor. And it might work just because of brute force, but you're down on upgrades. You have no splash damage but disruptors. If all those disruptors fire blanks, then you have stalkers, which are complete fucking garbage against bio. So there's like 2 colossi. I don't know how many colossi actually are left. 1 colossi. Wow, that dual pronged attack, the 4 stalker harass, so advanced. Fortunately for you, he does not micro. But that's a lot of marauders. And did I mention they are garbage? Oh my god, he's using that advanced runaway strategy. It's super effective. He still even loses it. If you built Archons and Charge Lots, Colossi and Blink Stalkers, any amount of Storm.
Have a good vacation.
But guess what? You did it. Thank you, Ivawarasu. Welcome back 15 months in a row. So, if you had built any other army, then you would be winning this game. Unfortunately, you did not. I think you still probably win. Just on sheer brute force. Yeah. But any other army would have actually won. Well, that army was enough. Like, you were kind of bashing your heads together, and he suffered critical brain damage first. I did second. You did third. Okay. So, probes, just go robo. Just go robo. Once you can finally make probes for over 90% of the first 6 minutes, then you can fuck with Stargate. Just go robo. All right? Focus on the home front, all right? You got to build infrastructure. That's how you grow your economy. Just because you build this new fancy tech to attack the other races with doesn't mean you should be using it. Focus on infrastructure. It's not as flashy. It's not as fun. But focus on infrastructure. That's how you start. And then you can build up from there. You got to have a solid foundation. All right.